Hey guys, Ryan over at Maverick Metalworks. For those of you that know me, you know that I am extremely meticulous. I'm OCD, probably to the point where I drive the guys absolutely insane at times, but you know what? It is what it is. We strive to be a top tier shop. We don't cut any corners. We do everything the right way. And when it comes to shutting a business down and shutting the shop down, well, you guessed it. We are doing that the right way too. So what does that mean? Well, over the past few months, we have filled our calendar with all sorts of projects, and we want to make sure every single project we've committed to, we complete with the same attention to detail as we normally would, and we follow through with all of those commitments. Whether it's a big project or a small project, we're going to get it knocked out hopefully before November 15th, our closing date, but if it takes a little bit longer, we're going to get it done. Out of all of those projects, the biggest project that we have is our Cherokee Chief. Now, this has been a long-term project for us. If you've been to the shop in the past couple of years, you've drooled over this thing. And, I mean, how could you not? It is a Cherokee Chief with an LS power. It's got 1-ton axles. It's got 42s. It's got a custom frame, hydraulic steering, trailing arms. I mean, this thing is just sweet. And it is this project that the deal we've got with the customer is anytime we have time to work on it, we do. But it's a low obligation and low priority. If we're busy and we have other things going on that need to be done, this one can be put on the back burner. Well, guess what? We haven't had a slow period in 4 years now. So we've neglected this thing. And it's not by choice. It's by necessity. But it's time we show this thing some love. And we're going to do just that. We're going to get this thing knocked out. Where it sits now, we've got the suspensions just about finished. We got to finish the coilover towers, but it's almost there. At that point, we've also got the engines in. It's a V8. Basically, it's an LS2 platform, but it's an L76 out of a Pontiac G8. The engine's in. The engine runs. We've got the wiring harness completed. But there's a lot of little things that needs to be done. We've got to do all of the gauges. We've got to get those working. We've got drive shafts to order. We've got to do the brake system. There's a whole lot of little things that we're going to have to complete. And sometimes those little things, they end up taking the longest. So what we're doing is hopefully by November 15th, we've got the suspensions knocked out and we order every part that we might possibly need. And then the month of December is going to be dubbed Cherokee Chief Month. Austin is going to be only on this project. He's not going to spend an hour on anything else, and we're going to go ahead and knock out as much of this as we can and get through all of our obligations. And maybe some things we're not even obligated to. Maybe we'll have some extra time. We will see. But whatever we don't get done at that point, me and Josh will kind of figure things out. Who knows? Maybe he'll convince me to do the roll cage and build some bumpers down the line at my house. But that'll be a conversation for another day. Right now, we want running, we want stopping, we want movement. And that is what the month of December is going to be about. On top of that project, we have a bunch of smaller projects that quickly add up. And we're going to try and get all of those knocked out by the 15th. In the bay currently, Austin is working, well, not now, it's 11:30 at night. But today, he was working on a JK axle swap. This Jeep was in a front-end collision, so another vehicle came and hit the tire on this side. You can see the fenders all ripped apart and mangled, and we are replacing a bent front axle. It's a sport model, so it's a Dana 30, and if you look at it, hopefully you can see on the camera, it has a crown in this direction. So, like I said, the impact came this way, and it has bent this axle. Now, these things are super easy to bend. They bend going over speed bumps. But if you look at this one, you can see it's also bent this way. More than likely, that wasn't from this accident. It was probably from off-roading, and it's super common. I mean, common enough that we have jigs set up to straighten these axles and get everything back together. But it's a Dana 30, and the smarter and easier and more efficient way is to go with one of these nice, pretty, beautiful East Coast Gear Supply axles. Now, these things are bolt-in ready. They build them for all sorts of different vehicles. They are beefy as could be. All the bracketry is made out of 1/4-inch sheet steel. It is a 1/2-inch DOM, which is much thicker than the factory. The inner C's are much beefier, they're much stronger. This one is set up with an Eaton E-locker in 488 gears. And then we've got a set of chromoly axle shafts that'll go in here. Well, we are replacing the front axle. Makes a great time to do the gears. So it's not taken apart yet, but Austin's got this thing drained. And tomorrow is going to be gear day for the rear end. So we'll go ahead and rip these gears out and put a new set of 488 gears in. That project, among probably a handful, maybe 6 or 7 other Jeeps, are in line waiting to get knocked out. We've got our 392 build that we worked on that we're going to do some more goodies like some hydro assist. We're swapping out to rock crawler springs for a little bit nicer of a ride. A slew of other things. We're upgrading the brake system, so on. Going into our fabrication bay, the big project that you guys have probably heard me talk about is our gate project. There is 2 of these gates. And believe it or not, this is the smaller of the 2 gates. So this is for this huge estate out in Anger, and these are rolling gates, so they go back and forth. This one is going out to be the secondary gate, and then there's the main gate, which is 4 feet longer and 2 feet taller. If you look at this little K right here, and it's a pretty big K, but if you look at the logo, there is another one over here that is something we're going to give to the customer. It matches the K that's on the bigger gate, and that really shows you the difference in size for the different logos, which can kind of explain what the gate size is going to be. So that is probably our biggest fabrication project that we've got to get knocked out, and we're not too far, but hopefully Thursday or Friday is going to be installation day for the big gate. It's already at powder coating. We're waiting on the concrete for this one. There's kind of been this big mix-up with the concrete contractor, but I won't get into that. Hopefully the concrete's going to be right by the end of tomorrow, and we'll be able to go ahead and build the runner and install our posts, and then we'll get this one installed next week. So we're getting pretty close on those projects. We knocked out a bunch of swing arms for ruck rack. I'll probably throw a little tidbit of Joseph working on that earlier. We got a bunch of ruck rack swing arms we knocked out, and we've got a couple different projects. We've got a rusty truck out there we got to repair the frame on. We got a little churro maker right here, but we're getting pretty close to wrapping all of those up. And then the last big off-road project that is, as much as it doesn't look like it, pretty close to being done is our Genrite Legend YJ. So this thing has a full custom suspension. We built a lot of the brackets. Some of them were from Genrite. Some of them are custom brackets by us. It's got coilovers front and rear. It's got the Genrite Alien tank. And then the power plant is a 2.8R Cummins engine. And then it's got an Atlas transfer case. So this thing is just going to be bad to the bones. And we're pretty close on this one. We got to finish the front coilover towers. The links are coming in from RPM. They're aluminum links, so we'll get those in, and then throw the body back on this thing. And the customer's actually going to get to the drivetrain portion himself. We mounted it, but he's going to get it running and go through that process. But it should be pretty cool. And then, of course, we've got some East Coast Gear Supply axles for this thing also. They are our favorite brand of axle, and they're local and close by, and they just build really cool stuff. So yeah, that is kind of a shop tour of some of the things we're knocking out, what it takes to close down a shop. I'll try to post a couple videos as we're building some of these things, and maybe a time lapse of Austin getting that axle in. I don't know. I'll throw a couple videos up and let you guys see what we're doing. But yeah, let's close this out right. Let's make sure all of our customers are happy and just do what we do best, build cool stuff. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel. There's going to be a variety of different things going on. There's going to be a lot of fabrication projects. There's also going to be a lot of family stuff, some stuff that I don't know if you guys will care about or not, but we're going to the fair tomorrow with my kids. I'm excited to do that. I've missed the fair last year because we were so extremely busy, and I don't want to do that again. So we're going to go to the fair, and I'm going to show you guys what's going on, and you can watch it, you cannot watch it. And then we've got the Build a Shop series. For those that missed my first video, we are building a 40-foot by 50-foot shop in my backyard, and we're going to be focusing a lot on personal projects and things that we want to build for us. But the first process is going to be building the shop. The trusses are going to be built right here on this table. We're going to cut all the material in the shop and put it all up together. There's going to be a retaining wall. So yeah, follow the channel. Watch what we're doing. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Tell me what you want me to build and what you want to see. And hopefully you guys enjoy this and it takes off and turns into something. If not, that's cool. I'll have a bunch of documentation on cool stuff that I've done to show my kids as they grow up. Have a good one. Thanks for watching, and till next time.